get you some. Oh, yeah. Mate, it's lucky she can cook. Wow!
G'day lovelies, welcome back. Alrighty, first up tonight is a request recipe for Rarebit. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. So Rarebit isn't an Aussie thing, I'm pretty sure it's a Pommy thing. And in Australian terms, it is fancy cheese on toast. So tonight, I'm going to Aussie girl it up a bit. So the first thing we need is a loaf of unsliced bread. So I went down and got this beautiful high top loaf from the bakery. Now traditionally it's made by cutting 2 thick slices of bread, toasting them both sides under the griller, putting your cheese mix on top and then putting it back in the griller until the cheese goes all brown on top. But I'm not going to do it that way. Alrighty, let's do this. Alright, so I'm just going to cut the end off. So instead of doing 2 thick slices of bread, I'm going to do them doorstopper size. In Aussie terms, huge. So I've cut 2 massive slices of bread. Now we want to get out a baking tray with some baking paper and put our 2 huge slices on there. So today I'm going to be using margarine, garlic out the jar and dried parsley. You can always use butter, crushed fresh garlic and fresh parsley if you've got it. So first up, I'm just going to imagine that I'm spreading really thick margarine on 2 huge slices of bread. So I would say that much. Sprinkle a bit of dry parsley or chop up some fresh parsley. We'll say about that much. And I reckon I'm going to chuck a level teaspoon of jar garlic in there. And then I'm just going to mix it up. Alright, now I'm just going to spread it on both the slices of bread. Once we've done that, we are now going to turn them both over. Like so, and we're going to set them aside for a minute. Alright, now we want to preheat our ovens at 200 degrees Celsius. Now for the Rarebit ingredients. I'll write the recipe below as always, but I'll go through it now. We need 325 grams of extra mature cheddar cheese grated. So I have chosen Cracker Barrel. It is a vintage cheddar, extra sharp, and it is going to be perfect for this. So I'll cut 325 grams for that and I'll grate it up. We need 60 ml of beer. So of course the best choice for this one I believe is Cooper's Red. 1 tablespoon of Wistershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of plain flour, 1.5 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, store-bought dry breadcrumbs, 1 teaspoon of English mustard. I've got an Australian mustard because we're going Aussie. We need 3 egg yolks, so I'll separate the 3 eggs. We also need some sea salt and ground black pepper. So I've just got normal ground black pepper I'm going to use, and today I'm going to use the Murray River salt because I can. Cheese is grated, eggs are separated, I've got my yolks ready. Now for this one, it's all go, 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 so you want to make sure you have everything ready to go. So get your tablespoon measurements out, your teaspoon measurements out, etc. Next thing we need is a non-stick frying pan. Now my whole house is electrical, so I'm going to try it with an electric fry pan. So we want it on a low heat. So first thing we need is a 60 ml of beer, which works out to 3 tablespoons. So when it comes to Cooper's, all the good stuff's at the bottom. So I'm going to gently turn it over and just give it a few seconds for all that good stuff to go down. Alright, well 20 seconds. Once the good stuff's hit the bottom, you want to just gently turn it back up. Open her up. Look at that, boys, a perfect head on a beer. That's how you do it. Alright, 3 tablespoons. Okay, move that around a bit. Now we want to add our cheese. Now we want to add our 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Gently mix it through. Okay, once it's melted and it starts to bubble like that, we want to put in 2 tablespoons of plain flour. And set the timer for 1 minute. And mix it through. And just keep mixing for that 1 minute. Okay, once that's done, turn it off or take it off the heat. Now we want to add 1.5 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. 1 teaspoon of the English mustard or Aussie mustard. Our 3 egg yolks. Pepper. Now your sea salt or your Murray River salt if you're lucky enough to have some. Alright, now we want to mix it through really well. Now what I'm going to do is get my bread and I'm going to push it in off of the crust. And I'm just going to dig a little bit out the top. Once we've done that, we now want to get our cheese mix and we want to put it onto both. So the only thing I would change is instead of 2 tablespoons of flour, I'm going to change the recipe below to 1 tablespoon. I'm just going to push it all in. Oven is definitely up to temperature by now. Bang them in there. Okay, 15 minutes later in my plain electric oven, and mate, it smells frigging awesome in here. And I found a little bit of parsley in the garden. Winning. Oh, mate. Check these bad boys out. Oh, and remember we got that garlic bottom on it. Little bit of parsley just to make it look pretty. Have it with the rest of the brew. Come on now. Oh, we've really got to cut one open. They've cooled down a bit now. Excuse me. Oh, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Oh, mate. Well, there you have it, lovelies. Rarebit, Aussie girl style. Give it a crack. Your family's gonna love it. Thank you guys for watching. And if all works out well, I'll be back soon with a dessert. Toodles!